Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Hey guys.
Hi, this is David Qukslvr, and the picture you just saw a preview of, we're going to show you exactly how we achieved that photo. This is Bryant Needesville. This is my brother. This is his bike. This is a award winner. He's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Built this for a competition. Buddy and my two other guys, we got into a biker build-off, and the rules were you buy a Harley Davidson Sportster, and we were held to a dollar amount, and turn it into anything you want, and whoever wins the most trophies or the first trophy wins. And first show I took it through, I took first place, and I've been doing fairly well ever since. So this is my creation, and basically it's a 1983 Harley Davidson turned into a 1930 Model M. So basically it's a hardtail with a Springer front end, and this is what I built, conceived, and it's a very, very comfortable ride, believe it or not. Even with the hardtail, I've got the springs underneath the seat, so long distance rides to and from shows and to other bike events. It's a nice ride, something that's actually enjoyable to sit on and enjoy the wind in the face.
Okay, so what we're going to do real quick is we're going to show you how we recreated this. We're not going to use Rick. We had a third camera on here highlighting the tail, but we're gonna go without highlighting that. We're just going to show you the movement. What we do is we close the garage, and we actually turn off all the lights, and we use spot focus on this, and we use a 30-second shutter speed, and I'll put the information on how fast the f-stop and the ISO is, and then we recreated this with a LED spotlight, which was diffused a couple times, and I also used my phone for up on top. And then what we're going to do is Brian's going to show you where he started and where I start, and we're just going to go through the movements. We're not going to do exactly 30 seconds of it, but so Brian, what Brian did was we were having problems getting the Harley focused and bright. So what he did was he put this on there, and we did a
vignette. So what we
vignette.
did is we concentrated the light on the Harley Davidson logo, but we took away the amount of light going on the shiny parts of the engines to reduce the amount of exposure that we got there. And then as we did a couple of exposures, a couple of test photographs, we found that we were losing the light as the tank wrapped around. So after about 8 seconds, we would move over to here, and I would finish with the rest of the Davidson, and I would still keep the vignette going on where I would just get the brightness on the engine reduced. And then after 15 seconds, we had 15 more to go for the exposure, and then we came down low and moved along slowly, and then highlighting the actual items on the engines and the fenders, trying to get all the highlights. And from there, you have the photograph that you see in front of you.
So what the problem was, and my father, who's a professional photographer for many years, what he did was he put a black cloth in front to do the double exposure, which really worked well. So we're able to move around and highlight the tank. So we got the picture, and we're going to throw the picture up one more time so you can check this out. I think it turned out great, and hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, this is the way we were told to do it in the original video, is just take the LED and sort of just wash it over the bike, go over a couple times, make sure everything's lit, and this is for 30 seconds.
It's still gonna.
And the picture that's going to come after this is you're going to see all the traces of the LED lights. And you can see on the tank, the fenders, especially the front fender, you can just see the tracing of that light, and that was not working for us. And once again, here is the finished product, so you can see the difference in the lighting.
Started.
You're on?
I'll cut.
Pretty quiet through the neighborhood. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Curtain. Today we're coming from Sarasota, Florida at Vintage Motorsports and Cycle Works. And we just finished the photo shoot, and here's what is behind the curtain. A couple of different projects happening right here. 2005 Road King Sport. I have a 1985 Honda Rebel that is being turned into a turbocharged cafe racer that originally started life as my father's bike. And the mad scientist got a hold of that one, and we're doing a complete and total overhaul and change. And so the process there is going to be retrofitting that to a pull-through turbocharged engine. And working on body work and some of the other colors that I'm going to try on this. It's some of the pieces are in primer, others are in development with a custom seat. That will be a fiberglass seat. Right there you're seeing a what we call a plug. And from that is what the mold is going to be made from, and then I build a fiberglass part from there. So everything on this motorcycle is custom, and I just fitted a bullet fairing to it, and so I'm making improvements as I go. So it is a long-term project, very slow to come to fruition. Over here on the stand is a 1974 Norton Commando, and this one is as close to stock as most people would know it to be. I did make one or two little changes. I shortened up the fenders to make it a little bit more sleek and sporty. And I switched from the twin amels to a single Mikuni. And I got rid of the two-up seat and went with a Corbin Gunfighter. So this bike is very close to being finished. It's in the final stages of getting assembly and paint work. The paint has been done, but it has not been sanded and buffed. So this was actually double dipped. So it was painted, sanded, clear coated for a second time, and then that now needs to be sanded and buffed. So two separate applications of clear is going to give this a really deep, rich color when it's in the sun. So I've gone over and above on this. A lot of the parts have been polished, vapor honed, and it's a procedure that I have over here. And this is a machine. It's a sandblasting mentality, but it's a glass bead in a water slurry that actually takes alloys and other materials and makes them look new. The Z plates here, these are all aluminum from the factory, and I vapor honed all of this area in here and made it look like a brand new material, looks like a brand new casting, and then I sanded and polished all the outside edges, and that's the kind of thing that I do with this. The primary cover, the inner primary, that was vapor honed, and this is actually as it came out of the factory. This has no powder coating, it has no paint, it has no other type of anodizing or anything like that. That is 100% natural aluminum, and that is what this machine does. And I'm doing I'm starting up the business and doing that for a lot of customers now. I've done Harley Davidsons, I've done a lot of other motorcycles and cars. Currently doing carburetors for a Aston Martin DB6 at Sarasota Classic Car Museum. And a lot of the parts and pieces that I do over here have all been through the vapor honing procedure. Now, what I have here, we just finished this photo shoot. I wanted to show you this. So I have a carburetor that this is what they start out looking like when I get a hold of them. And a customer will bring them to me, and this is what they start out with a finish. And then this is what you get for a total finish at the end. And this goes in the machine. All the springs and all the mechanisms, all the rubber material and everything else doesn't get harmed by it. All of the logos and names and serial numbers, this is what turns out of the machine when it's done. And here's another example. Here is a twin carburetor. This is a Kian. And this is what it would look like if you went through the parts cleaning machine, just a normal parts cleaner. And then this is what it looks like after it's been through the vapor honing machine. If you look up inside here, you got the slides, all the rubber mounts, and look at all the brass and the bronze and everything, all the springs. Look at the difference between through the vapor honing machine and not through the vapor honing. I can literally take this part of the carburetor, put it through the machine, and I can get it to look like that. And so that's what I'm working on, and that's what I've done here. The exact same thing happened here. This carburetor was a Mikuni that looked like this one
some time ago, and you can see the difference in the quality. So this carburetor has been through the vapor running machine. It looks brand spanking new. And so
Can you tell them if they want to have you do this process, how they can contact you?
you give me a call at area code 941-780-2886, and we'll discuss what your wants and needs are, and I'll tell you what it's going to take, whether it can be done, and give you an estimate of cost. All right?
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.